Hi, I'm Amanda Palmer and I'm on an iceberg in the most northerly country in the world. For this 48, we've come to Greenland.
Buried under nearly 2 million square kilometres of ice, Greenland is the planet's largest island with a population of just 57,000 people. In 2008, they deepened their self-rule from Denmark and now hope to mine their way to full independence.
Whoa, it's Greenlandic gold.
On this 48, we colonise an iceberg.
Where should we build our house?
And discovered the downside of dog sledding.
Oh. This is Nuuk, Greenland's capital and its largest city. Around 15,000 people live here, and 80% of them are Inuit, descendants of the indigenous people. One cuddle, is that right?
Yeah.
One side or two sides?
Just one. Today we're going sailing with my father and his friend. Maybe we can see some whales and maybe catch some seal, if it's possible.
I thought you said we were going sailing. We're going hunting, in fact, are we?
Yeah.
Hunting is still a deeply revered activity in Greenland.
Bye. Bye.
It wasn't so long ago they used kayaks and spears. Now, though, they have slightly better technology.
And here's the boat.
But all this modernity is just a thin veneer on centuries of tradition.
What we have to do now is just to look for some seals.
This is not the sort of hunting that I was expecting. With you and your posh glasses.
I can also zoom in and zoom out by touching this.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for seals, small feet come up.
For a head to come out of the water.
Yeah. Imagine and so take a car to.
The first time the seal comes up to breathe, you have to shoot really quickly.
So it's out of breath.
Yeah.
So it has to come up more.
Yeah.
And each time you're going,
Yeah.
Just 50 years ago, most Inuit were still subsistence hunters, getting nearly all their resources from wild animals. Now they have quotas to hunt what are often protected species. And boys still only become men after their first kill. And these boys were so busy looking for dinner, no one had mentioned how beautiful it was.
I love the colour of the sky. Oh, look at the iceberg. Can you imagine living somewhere else?
Most thing that I miss when I'm away from Greenland is the nature.
I'd almost forgotten we had a deadly mission until our second boat spotted a seal and the hunt was really on.
We're going to look around because it's near here.
I keep imagining it's going to jump up and knock me out of place.
Here's the seal. Over here.
It needs enough air in its lungs to stay afloat until we can reach it.
We lost it.
Do you think he hit it?
I saw blood.
You saw the blood, but it sunk very quickly.
Yeah.
It knew it was being hunted, didn't it?
I mean, if you experience something like that, you know that you're in danger.
I wouldn't keep swimming, I'd have a heart attack.
The next generation want to preserve tradition and benefit from still being part of Denmark, but they face a paradox, as I discovered when a local took me back to school. Nikkasok's among the 10% of Greenlanders who can't fluently speak his native language.
I just realised that I brought the naughtiest boy to school. Look at that word. M-C-E-Q-Q. Look at that. And that means what?
Is in the kindergarten.
Even the name of the school is tough.
The official name is
And again? That's incredible. What does that mean?
That means the senior high school in the middle of Greenland.
It's very specific, your language.
Very, yeah. You build it up with small pieces of words, and when you put them together, they all mean something each.
But those going to university need fluent Danish and often neglect their Greenlandic.
It's a paradox because we want them to learn English and Danish to go abroad, but
And to come back.
and to come back.
But they also have to know their own language, Greenlandic, well.
Around 160 Greenlanders get university degrees each year.
Most of these students are probably going to Denmark to study.
And do many of you want to come back then to Greenland, or you don't
Maybe
know?
to, you know, have families and stuff like that.
I don't like the cold, actually. Yeah, I'll come back, but it might not be for living here.
Despite the brain drain, Greenlandic culture is going through a renaissance. Most TV here is in Danish, but Mikasot was taking us to a recording in a converted flat.
And we're going to go into the kitchen and we're going to stay there while they start shooting.
Of the first program where artists and musicians can debate culture and identity in Greenlandic. We saw an extract of the first ever Greenlandic translation of Macbeth. And a discussion of what they should be called, Inuit or Galalic.
I mean, how often do we debate in other countries what do we call ourselves?
I heard the actress mention the word Eskimo.
That's actually a bad word. I mean, it's something you would call on somebody if you didn't like them.
I thought Eskimo meant eat raw fish.
Yeah, it does, but it is not the people called Eskimos.
So what's the consensus?
The girl noticed that the younger people prefer to be called Kalana, and the older ones agreeing on that we Inuit because the whole world already knows about the Inuit.
Inuit.
Karara. Somita. Kararigama. Namna atakigama. Amar inaqatisak kararigama. Soornam taakua ataqinartut isigisariaktaak taassuak.
Part of that confidence comes from the discovery of diamonds, platinum, an estimated 30 billion barrels of oil, and plenty of gold.
What are we going to use that hammer for?
That's my pointer. These are rocks. These are special Greenlandic rocks.
Having personally opened 2 mines, Ulla is a geological rock star.
I mean, he just subtly pulled it out. It's like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, isn't it? I know. 1 kilo of fine gold. All of a sudden, Elsa's got very interested in this story. Have you noticed?
It's Greenlandic gold.
Greenlandic gold. So this could mean that you guys have a new type of financial independence, like never before.
Don't believe that. It takes a lot of patience, investment, inspiration. So it's not only a success story.
But global warming does mean easier access to the wealth buried under Greenland's ice sheet.
I mean, it's odd to be talking about global warming in a positive way, isn't it? I mean, I feel strange talking about it.
From my understanding, you don't have any environmental movement, is that right?
Almost opposite. Actually, I'm growing potatoes and carrots in my garden here in Nuuk.
In 20 years' time, Greenland could be the Arctic's energy and mineral giant.
How do we know that this is not going to ruin Greenland?
Most mines in Greenland will be underground mines, which means that you won't really see them except for a hole in the mountain.
A hole in the mountain and that gold thing, you know, I'm just too good to be true. I can understand why some politicians are getting like, you know, dollar signs in their eyes.
And whether Denmark or Greenland gets to keep those dollars is a battle to come. We headed back to Elsie's,
I need to take my shoes off, is that right? Yeah.
where I had a date with a caribou. That's reindeer to you and me.
You never smelled the smell before.
No.
The occasion was Elsie's dad's birthday.
Having a good time.
And this wasn't just any party, but a traditional kafamik.
Are the rules, do people have to ring up and say, I'm definitely coming, or do they just pop in?
They just pop in.
You open your house and people walk in.
Hi.
And have some soup, have some cake, some coffee, and they say thanks and go again.
And they expect to feast on the best Greenlandic wildlife,
That's the caribou.
preferably caught by the host.
We eat it with the soup.
It's incredibly tender. Is that your dad's cooking, or is that the meat?
It's the meat.
As darkness finally fell, Vitus prepared a real speciality.
Elsie, what is this?
This is whale.
What's the black bit?
That's the skin.
I'm eating the skin.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Is it very expensive?
It's nice.
Unless you hunt it. Is this like caviar for you guys?
When the kafamik became more intimate, the singing began for Vitus's birthday.